The Drift, based on DARPA tech. Two pilots mind melding into the body of a giant machine. The better you bond, the better you fight. Welcome everybody to Pacific Rim Uprising Review. Get ready for spoilers. They're in line. Welcome everybody to the Pacific Rim Uprising Review. I'm your host, Piscean Lore. Just got back from it. Just got back from experiencing... How can I put this? I love this movie. If I had to give it a ranking, I would say I give it a strong 7 out of 10. I'm good with a 7 out of 10. Really enjoyed a lot of the actors in this movie, man. John Boyega. I enjoyed Scott Eastwood, I think his name is, Clint Eastwood's son. He's very good in this movie. I can't remember the actor's name who played Michael Mori in the original movie. If you haven't seen the original Pacific Rim, if you haven't seen this, if you haven't seen this, please do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor and check this movie out, because this is definitely my favorite movie of all time. Number one, and it has flaws. Here we go. It's definitely for the fans of this kind of genre. The giant robots, giant monsters. If you love that kind of thing, there's no way you could walk away from this like disappointed in any way, shape, or form. So in this movie, you got a lot of young people who step up to defend the world. And, you know, that's like a common thing when it comes to anime, is like, you know, you got these teenagers that rise to the occasion, who have like whatever special abilities or whatever, you know what I mean? They have what it takes to, that the adults don't, okay? Where the first one was really adult driven, you know what I mean? The pilots in the first one were Army Rangers, you know what I mean? They were already soldiers. It was already their duty to defend humanity, right? The kaiju in this movie were not as, I would say, imaginative. I feel like these were, once again, they're far more anime driven, you know what I mean? I didn't feel like these monsters were as pronounced in the same way that they were in the first one. The first movie's kaijus were so distinctive. The knife head, the leatherback, Otachi, you know what I mean? These kaiju, like, I know their names, you know what I mean? I know these kaiju's names, and that means everything, right? I mean, I know the name of the monsters because they're just as important as the Jaegers. Okay, to talk about the Jaegers, I definitely have a far deeper connection to the Jaegers in the first Pacific Rim than I do in Pacific Rim Uprising. I thought they were really cool. I thought they were really imaginative, but they were still missing that feeling, that heart. I feel as if because Guillermo del Toro wasn't the director on this movie, it really shows. I feel like it shows like through and through. It's like you can tell that his presence was there, but it wasn't the driving force like it was in the original. I did say there were gonna be some spoilers. I'm gonna save the spoilers until the very, very end. I'll signal you when I'll be like, all right, y'all, spoiler time, and then you can jump off, okay? Until then, I'll try to keep a general consensus. Like I said, I love the character. I love the relationship that they introduced with Stacker Pentecost's son and Michael Mori. I love that. That was fantastic. The relationship between Newt and Gottlieb, I appreciate the transformation but I hate that their on-screen time together was so much less than it was before. Um, I really love their the chemistry on screen. At first, it can be like uncomfortable because I don't want to feel. I don't want to say that they were like kind of forcing them on you in the first one, but it got to the point where you was like looking forward to their next. You're looking forward to their next on-screen dialogue with each other. I also liked a couple of the young, like, okay, so like I mentioned, they got young pilots now that are here to defend the world, and there are like one or two of the young pilots that I really took a liking to. They just show such badassery, you know what I mean? It's like like once you see it, and I hope you go see it, support Pacific Rim Uprising, because I know they want to do a trilogy out of it, and I would really like to see a third one. To be honest with you, I want to see a great prequel story for this, man. I want to see the story that they narrated in the beginning of the first movie, because that's the meat, I feel like, of Pacific Rim, as far as what they have to offer. The assembling of the Jaegers, the world uniting and fighting back for the first time. I think that would be a really good story. Pacific Rim Uprising, I would say I'm probably not going to go see again in the theaters. I'm very happy I went to go see it though, and I'll definitely be buying it on Blu-ray when it comes out or whatever. And cause I want to own a physical copy along with the original. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make my bookcase look nice. I want to make my bookcase look nice. But yeah, I'm happy with. I was happy with it. I wish Guillermo had the time to direct it fully, you know what I mean? Because this was like it's his baby, you know what I mean? Like, he brought it to us, and like I said, it's my favorite movie of all time. And Guillermo is definitely, I mean, if this movie is my favorite movie of all time, then I would like to think that the director would also be my favorite director of all time also. You know, I grew up a Steven Spielberg kid, and you know, come on, man, the George Lucas, and you know, I grew up watching all so many great movies. Guillermo sent me, when I went to the movie and saw the first one, I was like out of my seat. This one, I was still like, yeah, like I'm in the seat making noise, and I know the dude next to me was like, this fucking guy, but he didn't say nothing. No. The guy in the seat next to me never said a word of complaint. And I really appreciate that, because he knew I was just having a good time with my girlfriend and the family and everything. So that was. I think I have to start jumping into spoilers now though, because I want to talk about some of the aspects that I felt like they could have done better. I want to talk about some of the things that I feel like they stole from me. You know what I mean? I feel like ideas were stolen from me, but misused and mistreated. You fuck faces. All right, spoiler time. Here we go. The BB-8 the BB-8 type of ripoff with Scrapper, which is like the first Jaeger that we're introduced to in the movie. It is, like I said, okay. So Scrapper has his moments where you cheer for Scrapper, you really do. But like I said, he's a BB-8 ripoff, and I feel like kind of a cash grab. I'm pretty sure we're going to see Scrapper toys in the stores pretty soon. The first real Jaeger that we see, and the names of these Jaegers, the names are like 4 thumbs up. 4 thumbs up. You agree? I agree. Yeah, we got the same mind. We're drifting. But the names of these Jaegers are just incredible to me. One second. Fucking spider. I don't know if it's another one or the one I killed earlier. Okay, so the name of the first Jaeger that you see is November Ajax. This motherfucker is so, like, when you see him and you hear his name, you like, November Ajax? That shit is pretty dope. And then we're introduced to like the main lineup of Jaegers soon after that. We have Saber Athena, really badass. We have Razor Phoenix, I believe, and he's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm sure you've seen the trailer. Saber Athena is the orange one, dual blades come out her back, some shit like that. Razor Phoenix is the big bulky one with the big ball that shoot out with the spikes on you like that. And then we have Guardian Bravo. Guardian Bravo got like this electric arc whip that you see him in the trailer, and he's really badass. And I like that name too, Guardian Bravo. That's pretty sweet. Last but not least, we have Gypsy Avenger, or like I like to call Optimus Gypsy Avenger, because I'd be damned if he don't look a lot like fucking Optimus Prime to me in this movie. But it's Gypsy Danger's, revamp, his redesign, his upgrade. And to be honest with you, not a huge fan of Gypsy Avenger, other than the name. The name is super badass. There's no doubt about that. But Gypsy Danger? You put Gypsy Avenger in the ring with Gypsy Danger, Gypsy Avenger getting scrap piled. He getting scrap piled. He got this new shit with like this grappling. I wasn't really feeling that, man. Like, that whole thing was kind of like, y'all was reaching with that. That shit was kind of whack for me. And if I'm not mistaken, man, I felt like Gypsy had dual wielding blades already in the first one. So I don't know why, like, he got an upgrade from what the fuck was the name of the rogue Jaeger? His name was Obsidian Fury. Okay, so Obsidian Fury came out with like these dual blades that ignited on fire and all that, right? And that was supposed to be pretty cool and everything, but and it was cool. But like I said, I thought Gypsy Danger already had dual blades and they didn't ignite in fire and all that. But like I said, Gypsy Danger beat the shit out of Gypsy Avenger, Obsidian Fury, all them other ones. But Shakirika detonated in the first one, so I guess he don't count. And then these motherfuckers had the nerve. After I watched the first one, right, I was like, man, it'd be super sweet, right, if they had came with the technology to combine two or more Jaegers together to make like a mega Jaeger, right? Because the kaiju was getting bigger and bigger, so I was like, man, y'all need to make combiner Jaegers. These motherfuckers went and made combiner kaiju, mega kaiju, like 3 kaiju combined by like these robot rats that came out of nowhere in the story, and and in the movie for real. Like, nobody had mentioned anything about this like technology that these people that they supposedly had. For whatever reason, they had this technology. I'm like everybody in the theater, right? We all like, what is this? Like, where'd they come from? Like, we don't get left field. Okay, we didn't see, that's okay, whatever. So yeah, these robot rats come out of these like garages or whatever, and they cover the kaiju, and they start like to cut the kaiju and sew them back together to make like this big ass mega kaiju. And he trying to make his way to the fucking volcano to detonate himself with like a bomb and destroy all life on the planet with yeah. But and of course the Jaegers got to do what they can, because they were actually doing a pretty good job against the kaiju individually. They were doing a really good job in like fending them off. But when he became like the mega kaiju, the tables completely turned, and it was like, man, it got pretty messy. But as messy as it got, as brutal as it got, it's still the fight scenes. God, okay, so the movies in the fight scene. The fight scenes in the first movie were fantastic. fantastic. These fight scenes was like I explained to my girlfriend's son. I said the fight scenes in the original Pacific Rim were more like a street fight, but the street fight was against a monster and a giant robot. You know what I mean? The fights in this one felt really like a cartoon version of this, right? It felt like a little more PG than the first one had. It wasn't as brutal as it was. It wasn't as brutal as it was in the first one. The first one was like, oh my God, that just happened. But all that being said, I really enjoyed it. I really, like I said, I enjoyed John Boyega. I enjoyed I don't know the girl's name. I don't know the girl's name who was like his, he spent a lot of his on-screen time with. She was the pilot of Scrapper. She did a really good job though. And like I said, Scott Eastwood, he did, I believe that's his name. He did so good. I thought his character was really good. The connection between him and John Boyega, their chemistry on screen was spot on. I thought they did a really good job. I thought the movie was good. Like I said, I'm happy I went to go see it. I probably won't go see it again in the theaters, but I'm very happy that I did. I was really looking forward to it. Like ever since the first one came out, and it was so much turmoil on whether or not it will be a second one. You know, I'm happy that it is, and I'm happy that I was able to, support it in any way I could. And I want you to support it as well, man, because we need more. I want Pacific Rim on Netflix for real. I think that'd be a good place for it as far as from a creative standpoint. I believe they can do a lot with the creative freedom. You know what I mean? From just being on a smaller platform, but bigger at the same time. But we'll see what happens, man. Like the theater wasn't packed by any means at all. You know what I mean? The theater was like, boop, 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 boop. Now the D-box row that I was in, the D-box row was full. Everybody was like, we was all in for a ride, and that was a lot of fun, because it is some pretty good action in it. But it's a little repetitive sometimes, and like I said, it's not as the fight choreography was not as creative as it was in the first movie. But all that being said, man, that was my Pacific Rim Uprising review. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed the movie. I hope you go see it, and I hope you enjoy it next time. I'm playing Life Force. I'm playing Contra. I'm playing all kind of stuff for you. I want you to come and join me, Piscean Lore, on ScorponicDragon and M.P.T. And I see you on the next video. Peace out.